Welcome back to Not In My Lifetime channel, Tuesday evening stream, and it's actually once in a month it's been able to stream a positive city stream. Yay. No more negativity for now. Well, actually, one game actually was good. It wasn't just a performance. I got lucky in. We actually played pretty well. Obviously, there's one negativity. Haaland got injured, which of course I think this club anymore. Can't win a game, but someone get injured. So I suppose that's a burden now. But before we get into it and discuss it all, I'm gonna bring this up now. I'll bring up the end of the stream. Tomorrow at the Leicester game, the 1894 are doing a protest tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Bell Family entrance. Obviously, the situation right now, which is a bit up right now in the fan base. So 7 p.m. Stand outside the entrance, on Bell Stand. Obviously for peaceful demonstration. They're about 7:54, so about 9 minutes or so, obviously, before the first start of the game. They're sort of falling back as a protest, obviously, for each 9 minutes for the actual ticket touting for each ticket tout that I deal with. So that is obviously what the protest is about. If you're going to the game tomorrow, make sure to obviously take part. Obviously, if you don't want to, that's completely understandable, but it's just there if you want to sort of get involved, obviously, tomorrow in the protest. Now, onto the stream. Now, Bevo, big up to you as always on the stream with me. And this time, Kelks and Alf with us today to discuss the game. Now, I'll start with Bevo, obviously as co-host. What was your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, first off, I don't want to go too negative, but first off, shite. Second half, I thought we come out in the second half and looked really, really good. Haaland in the first half, diabolical. There was two clear-cut chances where he should have scored. Obviously, the penalty, and then about 5 minutes later, he placed it over the bar.
And that Nunes cross, he could have gotten that too. He could have been on a hat trick, in theory.
Yeah. If you want to chuck that one in as well, yeah.
That's a great cross on Nunes.
Yeah. Again, few bozo moments from Nunes in the first half. Going forward, Nunes looked really, really good. Put in some really decent crosses. But defensively, a bit shambolic. Anyway, going into the second half, for me, Nico O'Reilly was the game changer. He come on the pitch and we just looked like a totally different team. Yeah. I think because Omar come on a little bit after, didn't he? Because obviously Nico come on and then set Haaland up for his first goal. And then I think Mamouche come on in about what 60 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, I think 55 minutes.
And he scored like 2 minutes later. Uh-oh.
It
Was that well?
probably that probably happens every now and again, but it's fun. We'll just carry on, obviously, until it's back in there again. But yeah, you know what I mean, I said before and said after the stream, right? When you trust in the youth and give them a chance, it often pays off pretty well. And I mean, first off, right? Look, I mean, everyone was worried about the actual the pension in midfield, which I mean, to be honest, and right to be by the way. People, after we won the game, that trying to be this whole business. Oh, back the team and that. Well, yeah, we back the team, but then again, if someone has watched the team all season, that midfield has often been seen as a quite a very slow midfield to teams like Bournemouth and and Brighton and that. But when you
know what I'll
say
game, about that midfield though, we got lucky that Bournemouth was playing poorly. Their attacking was poor, their passing was poor. Because all of what people do here is people watch football from your own perspective. Oh, we defended well because they didn't score. That's not always true. We defended poorly that game. But Bournemouth, if you go back and watch the highlights, which I always do after a game, except for the big this season where we went 1-14. But normally I always go back and watch the highlights. Bournemouth, their passing was so slow. And I feel like if you're on the counter against Man City, what you want to do is pass quickly, go through that old midfield, and then try to get chances. Bournemouth didn't do that. Or not very well, at least they tried it, but they didn't do it very well. We did get run through in the first half through that midfield, but Bournemouth did nothing with the chances they got. Matheus Nunes, okay, Ball's moment, he played right back because of his crossing ability. But it's better to just put him right wing. If that's why you're playing him, for crossing ability, put him right wing. That's my opinion. The first half is also, here's the problem with Man City. We're too reliant on our strikers. Marmoush and Haaland are our only players who can consistently score a goal. And we're too reliant on them. When you see Haaland have a poor game, and I said this at the start of the season, Haaland will have poor games. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Suarez, the greatest players you can think of, all had poor games.
Torres.
So if you think Haaland will not have poor games like yesterday, you're mistaken. He will have poor games. And if Haaland is our only consistent scorer, then we'll have games like yesterday where Haaland was poor and it almost cost us. Now, Haaland did end up scoring. Credit to him. It's a tap, but still credit to him because most strikers, after they miss 3 clear chances, are mentally gone. But I'm not going to praise Haaland for scoring a tap-in after missing a hat-trick pretty much. So I'm going to be positive from here, but I need to get the negatives out first. The substitution by Pep Guardiola to take off Husanov was weird to me. It ended up working out with O'Reilly coming on. I wanted O'Reilly to start in this game. It ended up working out, but I think he could have done something different, and it might have worked better. Just because something works doesn't mean it's tactically the best decision, and I don't think it was. But it ended up working, so I can't criticize that. O'Reilly was brilliant that game, absolutely brilliant. If he does not start against Leicester, I don't know, but other than that, it was amazing. It's the first game, I believe, in half a year that Man City has actually come back from a losing position and won. So, forward progression, baby steps, I suppose.
The start on it, right now, I'll take anything right now in terms of progression. I mean, obviously losing probably your top goal scorer is never ideal, but this is what I've got my reason. So I'm not worried about it because at the end of the day, right, Omar's showing enough to me already to be a good player anyway. It's just that we got to admit that we get them. It's Emma Haaland. It's all about getting the balls to strikers. They can't score, but at least you're getting the ball there.
The reason why I'm not too fussed about Haaland is, don't get me wrong, but because he's an elite goal scorer. But Marmoush is by far a more complete striker. He can come in deep, hold the ball up really well, dribbling exceptional, pace. I think that overall, Marmoush is a more complete striker. He's more sort of Sergio-esque in that sense, whereas Haaland's more of just an out-and-out finisher. And when Haaland's not on it, as we saw in that first half, he doesn't really offer much. Whereas being able to sort of bring on Mamouche, who is an all-round player, I think offers us a bit more sort of depth when Haaland isn't on it, sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about it. You know, obviously wish him speedy recovery and hope we can get him back before the final. That'll be nice if we get that. So
yeah, I know. That this is the thing, right? I don't understand, right? Like this season of all seasons, right? Just every time you get positivity, there was something negative that's happening out of nowhere to a player. You can't get any luck or any kind of good vibes all around. Sometimes to get injured in the process of getting. It's just one of those years that you want to end and forget about and move on to another one, try again, because the amount of injuries we've had this year is like defenders and certain players. I mean, to be honest with Haaland, I'm surprised he hasn't been injured earlier than this, really, because he's been been playing so many games this year, as Gavardio has as well.
Joshko is up next, and Bernardo's played a lot too. Although I'll be honest, like our fan base is starting to turn on Bernardo, and if he gets injured, I don't think anyone will be sad. They were excited for the internet in the Brighton game when he came out. The game before the break. I saw some comments.
I do love Bernardo. I do love Bernardo, but he's been really poor for a few seasons now. And last season was the same. I don't think he was
exactly. Yeah.
I think
the writing's been on the wall for him, but he's playing every minute.
Yeah, I think it was LB that said it best. He said that like Bernardo Silva's like a 10-year-old car with like 200,000-300,000 miles on the clock, where it's just not going to run as well because he's been playing sort of every game after game after game, sort of 50-60 games a season. So
did you not
I do get.
Opta had a stat. Opta on Twitter had a stat. They said Bernardo's the slowest player in the league this season.
Yeah, you can see that.
Second slowest is Craig Pawson. So he's slower than he's slower than a player.
Also, another stat for you: no Premier League player this season has made more back passes than Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, he's offering absolutely nothing going forward.
No,
he's a pass backwards merchant, and I don't know why I don't know what he's done to earn the minutes that he's been playing.
Yeah.
I guess he's just one of Pep's guys, so he's just going to get the minutes. But
yeah, he's a favorite.
I don't think he deserves them. I really don't. I think he needs some rotation.
It's like
if he had rotation, he'd be playing better.
It's like having a comfort food. It's trash. It's like instant noodles. It's like instant noodles.
Some pasta, some chocolate. Hey.
Chocolate is always good, though. But you know it's not good. But you can get it on quickly. You know what you're gonna have when you eat that comfort food. Pep knows what he's gonna have when he has Bernardo Silva on the pitch. I think Pep is resorting too much to his
guys.
I don't know to his guys, and I've said it before. Bernardo was, by the way, this is something I disagree with Martin. Bernardo was okay. He was excellent compared to what he's been this season. Sure,
I'm going to agree with Martin here on Gundogan.
He was good. Good one.
All
very
of
good.
These players, Gundogan has shown the most for me.
Yeah, Gundogan was good.
I think out of all of these, like Kovacic, Bernardo, Gundo, I think Gundo's shown the most, especially since Nico showed up. That to me was the most shocking thing about Sunday, and that's probably why I had the most reaction that I did when that lineup came out. Is I am just shocked that Nico didn't start. Because I think Nico has made a difference in our midfield. He's been that big body in the middle that stops people from cutting us open as easily as they had been the whole season before he showed up. So I was really surprised he didn't start. And that was my biggest complaint. And I also do believe that Omar should be starting every single game because we need to develop the chemistry between Omar and Haaland. And it's not going to happen when Omar's on the bench. So the fact that Omar didn't start also was why I had the reaction I did to the lineup. Yeah. But out of all of the quote unquote old guys who I've been calling the old guys, even though they're 10 years younger than me, I'm outing myself here. I'm old. But I think Gundogan has shown the most. I think Gundogan next to Nico, when he's next to a DM, for the DM to do the work and Gundogan to push forward, I think Gundogan has shown the most. And he still has it.
Just on that as well, chat, spam happy birthday to Calx. It's Calx's big birthday today, big tomorrow today. So
years old today.
Spam happy birthday in the chat for him.
I'm going to be leaving soon because I'm going to start my birthday stuff, starting with lunch. Yeah. I'm 8 to 9 hours behind all of you guys in the chat right now. So it's not even 1 o'clock here. So I'll be leaving very soon. But I had to get my thoughts in before I left. Which was a great win. I'm very excited that we won the game. That was a fantastic win. Second half, great. Second half was just
brilliant.
I thought the first half was a little shaky, but Bournemouth did run out of gas. And I'm going to give credit where it's due. I've been ripping on Bernardo all season. He had a good game. Kovacic had a good game. Martin's right. They had good games. They got it together. They got it together in that second half with no substitution in that midfield until late. And they got it together and they did well. So I'm going to give them credit because I thought they were fantastic.
As soon as we made that change and brought O'Reilly on, they didn't know how to counter it.
This is why we've been crying out for youth players all season. There's evidence. I put it on Twitter while I was doing a watch along. Nico changed the game. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that's what we've been crying out for. We've been crying out for legs and pace. And he had it. And they had no idea what to do with it. And he was brilliant. 2 assists in like 10 minutes. I think at one point they said I think he had 2 assists with 10 touches of the ball. That pass he gave to Holland, it was like a KDB pass. It just curled in. It was beautiful.
People are a bit off.
Why has he been rotting on the bench? Also, Joshko's been playing way too many minutes. So if he can alleviate some of those minutes for him, like put Nico in. Put Nico in the last 20 minutes of the game. I think he should start the Leicester game. I don't think he will, but if he comes on in the Leicester game and gives Joshko a break, that would be fantastic. Because rotation means just taking minutes off of games. It doesn't mean being benched. You know,
the other side of it as well. The other side of it as well, it is technically still giving him a bit of a break because when you're putting Nico out on left back, Nico's the one that does the running pushing forward, which means that Gvardiol just basically steps into a left back position to cover that area. So he is kind of getting a break by he's not having to run that wing.
He looks great as a center back too. I'm like, that looks like Leipzig, Joshko.
For me, Nico O'Reilly, he won us the last game in the FA Cup. He's won us this game in the FA Cup. He needs to be starting against Leicester, and he needs to be getting game time because every game that he's played so far this season, he's been brilliant.
Yeah,
I think he's taking his chance the most between him and McAtee. I think Nico has taken his chance.
McAtee hasn't been.
James has not taken his chance, unfortunately, but I think Nico has.
Yeah,
McAtee did struggle. I thought Husnov had a bad game, and he's a young player. It's going to happen, but it's just the growing pains to accept. Like with Savio.
Unfortunately, with McAtee, we've got too many 10s. You know, we've got Foden that can play in the 10. You know, we've got Mamouche who can play the 10. You know, we've also got Cad that can play that sort of 8. You've got Echeverry that can play that 10. He's kind of like 5th or 6th in the pecking order, and you know, in terms of a number 10, he ain't just not going to get game time. He just needs to go to like a Palace or a Dortmund or someone like that.
I'll pull the shirt out. You think I'm lying? I'll pull the shirt out. Actually, there's a picture of me on Instagram. I'm wearing a Dortmund shirt. I wore it to a Formula One race.
Big fan. Oil fan, plastic. But now, on the rotation point,
I don't know if he is going out on loan.
I think we need to keep Nico, but it's going to be hard. We're going to have this problem because we all want signings. I know this conversation is going to happen. because we all want 1 million signings, and then it's like, where do we play the players?
They
'Cause
only
we still haven't even gotten Oscar Bob into this team yet.
Like, depending on
I
how
think
many.
Holland being out will give Oscar Bob this slot. I think Oscar Bob's
It
going to
will.
take that slot that Holland was occupying.
Oscar Bob's been out of because of injury, so he would have gotten.
If he doesn't make the bench tomorrow, something's wrong. Give him Holland's
Yeah.
spot.
Eddie or Bob?
Just put him on the bench. See what happens.
Who? Echeverry? Bob?
Bob.
Yeah,
I think
Bob.
Bob is ahead of
Echeverry,
Echeverry.
I get.
Echeverry's
Echeverry, I
not going to
get.
get on the bench unless we have some midfield injuries. Because there's no space.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Nunez
rather
is
give
there.
him
Jack is
World Cup.
there. All these guys are there.
Jack
Look,
hasn't played a lot, has he?
The positive is Echeverry's got the whole World Cup till he's play it, so he's have a lot of game time anyway, which is decent, I suppose. Then they've got 2 seasons, so not too bad. I'd rather see him play now, but it is what it is. You know,
I agree with you,
imagine it
Martin.
could work.
Just saying. I agree with you, Martin.
That's the thing,
Oscar Bob is ahead.
I'd
And
rather
Oscar Bob
Bob
needs
get
to be on
game
the
time
bench tomorrow.
first.
Bob is more of a winger, though, isn't he? For what he's played so far. Like, I know he
But
played
also
midfield in academy, but he's played for the Man City so far on the wings, kind of like Foden. Was midfielder in the academy, but he's played the most of his Man City career on the wings.
Right.
Even in the 4th season, he played a lot on the wings. And I think some of Foden's best performances this season have been on left wing. I think Echeverry is more interesting to look at it midfield than Bob, because I think Bob is more of a Bernardo Silva replacement, at least for me.
Because
Of course,
you know what, right? I watched
One of them
Martin
needs to make
stream.
this bench soon.
Because I watched Martin stream on Sunday, right? Because he for the whole squad, I think with I think it was Dutch thing, and it's actually quite a big squad than I thought it was. I thought it was. Like, it's not like a small squad now. I've actually got a few players in there. When they're all fit, it's
No,
quite a big squad.
it is a relatively big squad, but I'd argue that a lot of them aren't up to City standard, which is the reason why we're like 5th in the league.
We
That's
have
the
to get
thing.
rid of some of them this summer. But like
Yeah.
we can't I'm saying right now.
We have like 11 players or something that we don't want. Like 28 players, says Martin.
Yeah.
As
We
Brand
can't get rid of them all in one summer either.
As Brand is part of those 28 players. So, like, if you just look at the numbers, it's a big
Like
squad.
I said,
but
Bob's gonna get on before Echeverry.
Well, he should do. Bob should really. It should be, because that should be the first aim.
I'd love to see Alf and Roy Keane punditry.
It's time for bed.
I don't think that would be very
No,
entertaining.
there we go.
Is that Alexa in the background?
He's
Bedtime?
Yeah, so
coming. He's going to come.
I'll
Is it 9 o'clock
tell you a little
bedtime?
story.
That's so early.
So I've set an alarm
Oh, shut
which
up.
says it's time for bed if my little lad's still awake. So it's like, oh, Alexa's telling him to go to bed. So that's like last resort if you don't listen.
This guy's never heard me slur my words in my life. 28 players.
28 play. Well, that's over. I'll go through the whole thing, but I know I've got. I mean, like you said though, it's going to be about players that have to get out the door. But I think as well, like
And we
which
can't do
players are gonna
anything
leave
about
on
that
loan?
until the summer.
Yeah. Because I have a feeling a couple got on to be sold.
I'd like to see Alpha punch Roy Keane in the face.
Yeah.
That'd be funny because he's Roy Keane. Although to be fair,
Roy
he
Keane won't beat me up. I'm not going to do that. How tall is Roy Keane?
is a dirty player. Look what he did
How
to
tall is
Alfie
Roy
Holland.
I mean, my namesake, isn't it? How tall is Roy?
I think Bob can't get on the bench right now because there's because of depth issues or because there's too many people in front of him. But with Holland out, I think that's a spot Oscar Bob can take.
I'm actually the same height as Roy Keane. I can beat him.
I think it's because he's not fully match sharp. That's why he's been playing EDS games. Well, at least
Good.
I'm scoring with someone. I'm scoring with someone, Steve.
I think Bob needs to make the bench tomorrow. I think it's time.
Yeah, he does.
And right now, because honestly, when you look at the bench from Sunday, there was no slots for him. But with Holland out, he can take Holland's spot.
Martin's right. He's fit, but I don't think that he's match fit, which is why he's getting sort of minutes with the EDS before coming back into the first team.
Which is smart. Yeah, I think the
Yeah, I
issue.
saw that.
I think the only way that Echeverry is going to make a bench slot, I think there has to be an injury for him to kind of take that slot. And right now there aren't any, or at least in the midfield.
Yeah.
Like Hava's healthy, Jack's healthy, Nunes healthy, Rico's healthy. All these guys are healthy. So if one of them goes down, I think Echeverry could take their spot. But yeah, with Holland out, I expect Bob to take his slot tomorrow. The exact same bench from Sunday, but just trade Bob for Holland.
It's weird though, because we've had games where we could have benched Echeverry. You know, like the Plymouth game. You know, I think it was it the Plymouth game?
Yeah.
You know, he could have got minutes.
He had just shown up though, didn't he? Wasn't it like he literally had shown up like 2 days before or something?
No, I think he'd been back a week before. I mean, I could be wrong. But either way, I mean, he's had chances to sort of appear at least on the bench.
I think he was only just said, but like the game against Leicester, when Martin said earlier about rotation, you rotate against teams like Leicester, not in the FA Cup, the only trophy you have left, against Bournemouth, who has already beaten you. So, onto the rotation, yeah. Now Leicester City, that's a game where we can rotate. Haaland is out for like 6 weeks, I believe, if I remember correctly. So, we're going to need to figure out a system without Haaland. You can't say it's going to be the exact same. Marmoush is a different player, and we're going to lack a lot of space in midfield. Haaland just being on the pitch makes us better. Because when I was gone for the second, I believe Bevel talked about that. Just Haaland being on the pitch makes us better. We have so much space in midfield thanks to Haaland, but we've not used that because I think most problems this season have been in midfield and fullback areas, which have both been shoddy, by the way. Guardiola has not been that good this season defensively. So we played well in centre back, I think. What we need to do against Leicester City is 1, rotate, 2, figure out how we're going to make Marmoush work for the next half of.
I have a theory on that.
And how you do both of those at once, I don't know.
The thing that concerns me about this midfield is because of the age of all of them. They can't be playing every 3-4 days. They can't. So they're never actually going to get any rhythm together. You look at the game at the weekend against Bournemouth. We had Kovacic, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, it's too slow.
Yeah, the thing is because of the age.
Nico has to be in there every single game unless he cannot play.
Well, the thing is,
injured or suspended, I think Nico should play every game the rest of the season.
Yeah,
and
the thing for me,
he makes a difference.
Players playing every
and they
3-4
cannot
days.
counter through it.
So you're going to have to rotate, and the problem with rotating is you're never actually going to find momentum in that midfield because you're having to chop and change all the time. So I think that's the biggest problem moving forward, is to find consistency in that midfield where we're not having to chop and change all the time. Because, Gundogan's not going to be able to play 2-3 games a week. Kovacic ain't going to be able to play 2-3 games a week. Neither will Kev. So having that balance of sort of young and old is crucial to that midfield. I say old, I mean more experienced than old, but
I say old, and I got called out for it, but I'm going to say old, even though they're 10 years younger than me. Just kidding.
I'm clinging on to the youth bit.
I have a theory, though. Before I go, I'm about to take off here real quick.
Rest
of the season, we should play Omar as number 9. I think Foden should be second striker as number 10 right behind him. Because let's do a regen of remember Foden Alvarez last season when Haaland and KDB were out. Let's try to get that going. Give Foden a run of games in one position where he's not rotating all around the gap. Just give him a consistent slot behind Omar. I know Omar's not a strict number 9, but maybe he and Foden can kind of form a little tandem. I heard Juma Ba was injured, unfortunately. So
yeah, but he looks good though. Yeah, he's injury.
Omar number 9, Foden number 10.
He's a centre back that's a Man City signing. Of course,
and then rotate the 8s. That's what I would like to see. Just rotate every game. You can just rotate the 8s. In my opinion, I think I think Gundogan and Nico has been the best pivot. I would keep running with that because Gundogan just looks so much better as an 8. He looked good. He's almost old Gundo. He's not really crashing the box like he used to, but I think he's providing so much more creatively than anyone else has. So I would just run with it. And we don't have a lot of midweek games, so I would just do that. But that's just my opinion. So
Joe, what?
we win big tomorrow.
Mine here.
Are we allowed to do that?
And Victor Hayes.
Are we allowed to
Victor
have
Hayes.
give Foden the summer off? Because there was talk that in the Club World Cup there was some kind of like rule where your best players had to be there.
Foden is not our
I don't know how they can enforce that. You can fake an injury, trust me.
He's still considered one of our best players, even with a piss poor season.
He needs the summer off. Bernardo needs the summer off. Yashko needs the summer off. Yashko is going to be dead if we do not rest him. He will literally be dead and provide absolutely nothing for us. This guy cannot get a break.
I'd rather give
Cherries like 3 games off the whole season. That this will come back to haunt next season if we do not start rotating him. I'd say give him the summer off. Give Yashko the summer off. Because that guy has been overplayed like crazy.
You have to. You have to give him a break.
Well, if Holland's getting like 2 months off right now, then that would,
Well, I've heard that Haaland and Rodri aren't going to be back until next season. I think that they're still struggling with injuries. I think Haaland was like 17 weeks, wasn't it? Not
We're
7.
gonna have shorter careers. If this is how modernity is, we're gonna have shorter careers. Like I said, enjoy Lamine Yamal while you can. He will be burnt out by age 25 at the rate he's going.
Yeah,
absolutely done.
And it comes down to money. Like, there's too much money in football. FIFA are too greedy.
Money doesn't buy you new muscles.
Not yet.
It doesn't. We're not there yet. Maybe in the year 2022 or something.
2022.
Or 2200, something like that.
Fake forgery. Come on, doing that. Medical proof
I'm
needed.
faking an injury for Yashko.
Go back to that Martin comment.
Holland has a real injury,
injuries
so
have
we
been
can just
left this
extend
season?
his rehabilitation.
I think we had 11 injuries at a single moment this season. We can fake
Pretty much. Yeah, what we did.
We've been good.
Hey, give me in charge of this medical staff. Fake it till you make it. Trust me. I know how to fake it. We'll just say that. I'm gonna end on that, guys. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Cal's
have a good stream. Bye, guys.
See you later, Cal's. Big up Mark in the chat as well.
Yeah, big up Mark. I guess about 3 to 4 weeks, by the way. That's good. That's good. Positives at least. Got can come back, which should be good. Although, to be honest with you, I doubt
I mean, is it good? Is it good? He was a liar when he was playing.
It's an option. We need options right now. We need options. We need players, man. Oh,
he can play right back at least.
Exactly. Yeah. No more Rico and Nunes having to do different shifts. Oh. God. Yeah, to do a sick note at this point. Yeah. Even as a fan, I wish there was less games. Yeah. You know what? Actually, the thing is, right. This whole Club World Cup thing, right? Is it really necessary? For being real, no. It's just like, oh yeah, let's do a World Cup of a club. The whole point of the World Cup is for the national teams, not for the clubs.
Yeah. The Club World Cup, like the Club World Cup, it all originates because the Champions League winner used to play against Copa Libertadores winner. That was like it had a name. It was like the Intercontinental Cup or whatever. I'm not sure what it was called. But that was the entire idea behind it. And then FIFA didn't like the fact that CONMEBOL and UEFA were organizing events between themselves. So they had to take it over. They wanted to take it over. Honestly, the biggest problem in football is FIFA. FIFA as an organization just should not exist. You should have UEFA, OFC, CONMEBOL, and all of those, because they actually work together better when FIFA isn't there to interrupt and stuff. Look at UEFA and CONMEBOL. the international break this season was horrible. It was international break everywhere. But the reason that happened is because UEFA and CONMEBOL got to an agreement for a new schedule to line up European and South American qualifiers and stuff. And we're trying to get that done with the African organization as well, but not quite so easy. These things, lining up these qualifiers, that helps out a bunch, and FIFA has no part in that. That is UEFA sitting down with CONMEBOL and agreeing these things. FIFA gets into everything. Honestly, FIFA is a waste of time. Does that say gold, Alf? Toby Alderweireld gold. Come on, join us. Toby Alderweireld next match.
Yeah, Alderweireld. Also, Martin going full Steve Black. You sure you're going to... That's a bit of a dark, depraved way of going, isn't it?
Once you go Steve Black, there's no going back.
Oh God, funny hell! That is wild at times. It really is, even when it's like glitching out. Roger. Actually, even though it's a European tournament, it's like as a CONMEBOL, as Alf said, in South America, as an Asian Champions League, you don't need a World Cup thing. Like I'd rather have these players have a summer off.
Yeah.
Because at least,
and I'd rather have less international football as well. There's way too much of that.
Exactly. Nations League. Who asked for that? Nations League. It's another trophy that won't win anyway, England. Won't win anyway, so why should anybody care about it? Like, oh man, honestly, again, as I said earlier on, like it's like Lamine Yamal, right? He's 17, was 18, playing so many games every week right now. Look at Foden. Foden's played, what was it, almost 400 games now?
Yeah.
What, 24, 25? He's knackered. No wonder he's knackered and mentally drained. These players are playing for so much right now. It's like it's not right at all. Like, yeah, they get paid all this money, but I'm sorry, money doesn't give your legs and a body to
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Sake, Steve.
In my opinion, you need to look at how many games a player plays before they turn 21. If a player has 200 games before they are 21, they'll be watched by the time they're 25.
Look at Rooney.
Only second division or lower. That would actually be interesting, to be honest. Imagine watching that.
Well, actually,
some second division player you've never heard of play against some Spanish Segunda division player.
That's it. Yep. Anyway, jumping down, fashion lights for lads, please. But Martin, I'll put it on the start of the stream. I'll do it in the. I'll put up the actual image of the 1894 protest tomorrow, so people can go and sort of the information there as well. So please back at 1894 tomorrow. Remember, fans matter. Make sure if you're there, go and support it. If you don't want to, it's up to you. But if you want to go and support, there's still the information there. Obviously on Twitter as well. If you want more information, Martin, mate. Thanks for tuning in as always. Yeah. So
can I just ask? People might not know the reason why, but people might know the reason why. Why have they picked 9 minutes and not 10?
The reason being is because 9 minutes is for each tickets out website that the club are with, I think, because they have 9 overall. So that's why it's 9 minutes. Yeah. So it makes sense to me anyway. I mean, look, fair enough. At the end of the day, right? I've seen like all of it, right? So I'm saying, oh, what's the point of doing it? Like, look, fair enough, right? If you don't want to do it, that's up to you. But you can't sit down and complain about it if you can't do anything about it. And yeah, exactly. There you go. Just confirm it. 9 minutes for third party sellers. Yeah. So
yeah, no, that makes sense.
I would just.
But that's.
I would just go scan your ticket and don't go into the stadium. That is the only way I see it work. Like, big up to the 1894 group and all the others that participate in this. But in my opinion, the most effective way to protest is scan your ticket. Don't go into the stadium. Don't go to the game. Just leave immediately after you scan your ticket. And if you do that with a large amount of people, that's the best way to protest, I think, because they're not getting anything from clubs. Or better yet, go protest outside while the game is being played. Not in the stadium, outside of the stadium, while the game is being played. If you do that, the club knows they're not getting any money from you being in the concourse. They know they're not selling any shirts or they're not selling food to you.
That's a good point.
Who is it? There was a Spanish team that did exactly that, and they got their
Valencia.
They got Valencia. Yeah, they got them sacked immediately.
Look, again, every country's different. I know England are different to Spain and that kind of stuff, how they do stuff anyway. But look, obviously, it is what it is. Is that again, like, at the end of the day, right? No matter where we're from as fans, I won't stand unless you go in. Right? Okay, that's got more sense now. Actually, yeah, that does make sense. Every time you got a ticket, you have to go into. I don't think you have to scan it under the machine.
Go in and walk back
ticket. Selling a ticket for £10. Oh, what was that actually? What is that? Is that in the section, the third tier of the South Stand, or is that any ticket around? I'm not sure. I'm obviously not sure myself, mate. But obviously, I've seen him on the website. They're up for £50. But obviously, £10. Fair play. Yeah, again, this whole ticket thing, like, again, I'm all for being part of obviously anything and sort of bring awareness now. I know some people will be a bit confused as to why more come up. Fair enough, mate, no worries. But I get people who may not understand the protest, but again, like, doing something about it is better than doing nothing at all. It's also if it listen and you raise up a little bit, not till like actual violence. Don't do that at all, because again, you lose straight away if you do that. So that pretty just sort of shows like a morals. But if you got to try and make the club see that you're actually serious about this stuff. It's important for us, to as a fan base, no matter where you're from, either in Belgium, Alphas, America, Celtics, it doesn't matter where you're from, even local to the ground itself. You got to make sure that you have a voice and you use it. That's why channels on YouTube. This is what we do. It's what Martin does on his channel. This is what we do on Twitter. This is what we do. Any kind of following that we got, and sort of try and make the club a better place for everyone. This is what it should be.
Yeah. You know what it is, so yeah. The longer this goes on, there will be violence. Like there's already people beating each other up and games and stuff. In the stadium. So there will be violence. It's already there, and it's only going to get worse. I think the longer the ticket situation goes on, the longer the football stays bad. It's going to get gradually worse. I think if next season starts off poorly, then it's going to start a civil war. Like if you think this season has been bad, if next season is a poor start, we can win the quadruple that season. If we don't win in first 5 games, let's say we don't win in first 5 games, yikes. Imagine the state of the club then.
I think, Al, if club add more touts, they have more websites, they have more stuff. I think Bevo says themselves obviously streaming now, there. If the clubs carry on not listening, carry on doing what they're doing, right? Look, this whole meeting on Thursday, right? I get, but it could just be a whole PR thing to show a meeting for it. But at the end of the day, right? If the club carry on this to the fans will respond. Yeah. So it's kind of like, on the club's sake, I'd listen and do something about it. Not saying completely U-turn everything, but start the process of making changes that is fair for everyone. That's what it should be.
Absolutely. They should have started that a long time ago as well, but my problem is the club is just... It's not even tone deaf. It's just they don't care, I think. That is my honest problem. And the protest, I think the protests, they're going to ignore it. Unless it's actually severe enough to make them realize our image is being hurt here, they're going to ignore it. And that is why the BBC, they reported on it. I hope they absolutely dig into the club. The way they've dug into the club with the 115 thing, I hope all these news organizations do the same thing with this ticket situation. Because that's about the only thing that will make Man City change up. Man City is just so stubborn as a club. You can see it in the manager as well. Like everything is so stubborn in this club, isn't it? And when you're winning trophies, it's great, but
yeah. But the thing is, Ralph, like you can't look again, like any club, right? You can't lose the local fan base. You can't because you lose if you become a club that's based purely on tourism and everything else rather than fan base local area. You lose the essence of the club. Like it'd be like if Bruges stopped worrying about the local fans in Belgium, focus on the international fans instead.
No,
like you can't do that.
I was actually about to make a comparison to Club Brugge. Club Brugge has the biggest following in Belgium. Club Brugge actually has fans all around Flanders and even in Wallonia. Here's a funny fact about Brugge. Our fans are called boeren, which means farmer. And the reason why is because Club Brugge exclusively buys every food item in the stadium exclusively comes from farmers. And Club Brugge, like the entire club, is just supporting farmers, supports agriculture. And that is why the club is called, or the club fans are called boeren. For the same reason, the club is very popular with farmers. If you go to a farmer in Antwerp, province, not city, there's a big chance that they are a Club Brugge fan. Farmers across the country are Club Brugge fans. But Club Brugge will never lose the Bruges fans, so fans from St. Michiels, the fans from Centrum of St. Jans or something like that. The club will always keep the fan base from the city of Bruges, from West Flanders, even though we are incredibly popular in the entirety of Belgium in a way that only Anderlecht can compete, and Anderlecht has lost a lot of fans recently. I wonder why. It's almost like they're getting in one controversy after another.
What I will say as well, right, is that let's say let's say tomorrow, right, like this protest happens. Hopefully, it does very well. If the club don't listen and they carry on doing what they're doing, what's the next step going to be? Because you just then. You gotta show. You gotta show that you actually do. I said again. I'm not saying that this isn't good. This isn't good at all. It's a good start to a process. But if the club just flat out ignore you, you have to then raise the action up further, because otherwise you're just gonna Otherwise the club just walk all over you. So I don't know. I'll ask you about how do you feel this is going to actually escalate? If it does go further than...
It has to. It has to, in my opinion.
Bevo, what do you think?
Yeah, it has to be. It has to come to a point where, and I'm not saying that tomorrow, the standing out in the concourse for 9 minutes isn't going to have some kind of effect on the club. It's more. There needs to be a point where the fans are the fans' protests become an annoyance to the club. So things like standing in front of the entrances to the training ground, preventing people from getting in and out. Standing in front of the gate where the bus comes in for the match tomorrow. That has to be a point where everything has to be done, though, gradually. So if any actions off the back of our protests tomorrow kind of does something, then great. But if not, you have to take those next steps and become an annoyance to the club, because only by being an annoyance to the club will they kind of be then forced into listening, because then it's like, okay, well, if something isn't done about it at this point, then we're going to take it that one step further, and we're going to stand outside the gates to the training ground to stop the players from going in and out. I'm not saying that's what we should do, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Standing outside in the concourse for 9 minutes while everyone's chugging beers which they've all paid for by giving money to Man City, isn't really going to have any kind of detrimental effect to Man City, because ultimately they don't give a shit whether people are sitting out in their seats or whether they are out on the concourse drinking beer, which has been provided for by Man City.
Exactly.
So that has to come a point where if they don't listen to this, then we need to take it a next step. And then if they don't listen to that, then we continue taking steps until they are forced into listening.
My honest opinion is that nothing we do will have any effect if the media doesn't come onto it. Because I just don't think the fans will go as extreme as we maybe I'm underestimating the fans. I know that we had some vivid protests in the 1990s, but so maybe I'm underestimating it. But I don't think the fan base is going to protest vividly enough to actually change the club without the support of media. We need the BBC to be reporting on this. We need Sky Sports and Talk Sports and all these big channels on YouTube to be talking about it the same way that the media talk about 115. The club needs to, like this, I hope that the media takes this as their next attack Man City toy. I hope that the media sees this and decides where they're going to lay into Man City the moment that verdict of 115 comes out as not guilty, because we all know at this point, to a relatively confident degree, I think, that we're not guilty. So when we get found not guilty, the media is going to need to change the subject, because the media has been on 115 for a while now. If we're not guilty, oh well, look at this ticket situation. This club is an oil club. It doesn't care about its fans. It's corrupt. It's this, it's that. It's so easy for the media now to jump ship and to just say, forget about 115, go after Man City on the ticket situation. And I hope to God they do. I hope they lay into this club.
The thing is we're not helping ourselves. We've got all of these different things that are happening in and around the club at the moment. You know, firstly with 115, and then it's been, recently announced that knobhead from Spain, Tebas, has decided to take City to the European courts for breaking legislation. Then we're in court for ATP, trying to fight that. Then on top of that, you've got Erling Haaland's allegedly slapped Moonbeam in the back of the head. And then on top of that, we're also having to deal with the fact that Viagogo are now a direct sponsor of a direct partner with Manchester City. Like, you're not helping yourselves, to be honest with you. Like the 115, if we haven't done anything wrong, then fair enough. We've not caused that issue. But then the ATP, we've never been at the point where we've not complied with ATP. We've always been compliant with ATP. But the reason why we've gone and done it is because there are a lot of other clubs on. Now, some might say that that's not your battle to fight, but we've gone and done it anyway. Now, could they have helped themselves there? I don't know, but they've essentially won it, which is a good thing. But we're constantly facing scrutiny from the media at every possible angle. And it's not the club that's dealing with it. It's us. It's us on streams and us as fans that are having to go on shows like The Overlap and deal with presenters who are just so anti-City. And you turn on the radio and you listen to TalkSport, and you've got Simon Jordan and whoever the other bloke is on it with, the Scottish bloke, just again anti-City. And then you turn on the news, you turn on YouTube, or you turn on something else, and it's just anti-City. You go on Twitter, and it's anti-City. You go on Facebook, and it's anti-City. Just everywhere that you go, you're just seeing negativity around Manchester City. And then the club then go and do this with Viagogo. No, I'm sorry, you've not helped yourselves at all.
It's like hitting yourself constantly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. And and the thing is, right? I mean, if the club, and I think, look, big up to 94 foot, right? Big up for on streams, obviously, and discussing it, but I'm sure they're prepared to do it.
I'll just jump on this only because it was something that was mentioned on 1894 mentioned yesterday on Martin's channel. The 1894 are really, really trying to push for the people that are on Flexi Gold to move over to season tickets. Do you really think that the club are ever going to allow that? If all of these people are then moving over to season tickets, the club don't want people on season tickets because a season ticket means set price for the entire year for all Premier League home games. The club don't want that because if you're a regular goer of City, you're not going to be in that shop buying merchandise every week. You're not going to be going to the other facilities that they've got around the stadium. You know, the hotel when it opens, and you know, they want people that are tourist fans that are going to go there and maximize spending every single time that they turn up. Because if they can, and the other thing is, we worked it out. So if you buy a season ticket for say like 800 quid or however much it is, just throw 800 quid, and you've got 29 home games a season, 29 home games a season, then you look at that, you do 80, half 800, take a zero off that, so that's 80, and then you half it's 40, so you're paying roughly like say 35 to 40 quid a home ticket. Why do that when the club can then go and sell these tickets through, you know, ticketing touts like Viagogo and people like that, and make 80, 90, 100, 120, 130 pound a ticket? Why would they want you to be on a season ticket when they can get more out of tourist fans?
Yeah, exactly.
My thing is, now I do actually have to go because I have a
Spot
stream.
on, Mark.
I do actually have to go because I have a stream on my own channel. But before I start that stream, by the way, if you want to come on, Bevel, just tell me. I'll give you the link. But my thing is, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh my days.
Oh, no, it's fine, man.
You know when you change subjects and you forget what you're going to say? That is me by now. Yeah, I forgot it. It's gone. Anyhow, I'm going to go to my channel now to start the stream. So obviously, Bevo, if you want to come on later when Luke is done, I've sent Luke the link already. I'll send you the link as well. Feel free to join or not. And well.
Sweet. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. See you then.
Thank you for coming on. It's been weird. Like the actual question has been really terrible on my end. Like it's been really laggy, really slow. I don't know what's going on today. I have to get my internet sorted out on my body, or maybe my laptop being really slow. I've used it up for about 8 years. And it's probably time for a new one. But yeah, I mean, do you know what? I really do hope that tomorrow does go well. I really do. But I'm worried that this is going to only go one way. It's going to get worse and worse because I think the club right now haven't shown anything of any kind of inkling that I want to discuss right now. I mean, why would the club announce a deal with Viagogo a week before doing a meet with City about tickets?
Exactly. This wasn't consulted in any of the meetings. They've gone, oh, well, we've got a meeting coming up soon. We better get this partnership done and dusted with before this meeting, because the fans ain't going to like that. They don't want the regulars going there week after week after week, because those people aren't going to go into the club shop and spend hundreds upon hundreds of pounds on shirts and merchandise, because they go there every week. They've probably already got it. What they want is they want these tour, and this is what makes me think, right, when this new stand is built, I kind of believe that this new stand is going to be, I think they're going to move the away fans there into that part of the stand.
Okay.
Because if you're coming from, I think they'll give them like a section of the away of the new stand. They won't give them access to the entertainment and all that because that is for City fans. But I just kind of feel like, let's put these away fans that have travelled all this way to watch games, or to watch the game, let's stick them near the club hotel. So again, we can maximise money out of that club hotel.
Yeah.
It's going to be rammed full of tourists. They say it's going to be a blue wall. It's not going to be anywhere close to a blue wall. The atmosphere.
It's like a PR bollock.
The atmosphere it's going to be dead because they're probably going to make half of it a tourist stand because it's right next to the club hotel and right next to the new shop, and it's right next to all of these entertainment areas. And they know they're not done. They know that putting a tourist stand in the middle of the new events place that they're doing with the hotel right by, they know that by doing that, they're going to maximise more money out of people.
No, but that's why I've put up the thing that starts in the stream. Obviously, I want people who are going to the game tomorrow to be aware if they're watching the stream right now on Twitter or YouTube to like know about it, because like obviously if I was going, I'll be at 7 p.m. I'll be at the concourse doing that stuff. So the least I can do is get the message out there. I think 94 and obviously and the groups and that. So on my channel as well, obviously on everyone's channel as well. That's the least I can do. Well, I can't go, but and it is, Mark. You're right on. It's going to be people like for someone like myself. I want to go in that bloody hotel. Why would I pay a fortune to stay at that hotel when I just go into like Stockport and saying I'm traveling near a station for half the price? Like I'm not like that hotel, right? Yeah, it might be a city hotel, but you know it'll be over the top prices for it. It'll be a package where if you get a room, you also get like a priority access for the actual corporates and that. A Tunnel Club exclusive. You stay at the hotel, and yeah, trust me, this is where I've already seen where it's going already. Massive amount of money. Like you get a Tunnel Club room, so you get a room to stay in on the night, and you get a little gold card going to the Boys Tunnel Club. That's where it's going.
It wouldn't surprise me if they managed to do some kind of thing where a couple of the rooms overlook the pitch.
Oh, sorry, mate. Say it again. Sorry, mate. Say it again. Sorry, is that all right?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they tried to do something where they have a couple of the rooms that overlook the pitch, and then charge like $1,000 a night or something for them.
I don't know what's the room today, but the connection is absolutely terrible to that. Honestly, my end. I'm not sure
can you hear me, Chad?
Because for some reason, my connection's been absolutely disgraceful today. Like, I don't know what else going on. Like I'm into everything else, but on here, it's just glitching, laggy. I can't hear anything. It's like I don't know. It might be his laptop because it's like 8 years old now. I think it might need a new laptop probably now. But yeah,
Steve.
Etc. Blue move. Hold on, we're just getting there now. A big up Alphabet Chips and big up Poppy as well. It all goes on top. Yeah, mate, absolutely. It will be a progress, but it will probably will be a mate at this point. Yeah, to watch Haaland's goals. You what the game's going on. Oh, mate, the way it's going, watch there be a connection with the hotel to the ground that you get a room in that. Right, it is turning into a Disney World now. It's turning into like
Oh,
attraction.
did you see that Soriano thing though that he said it about it being like Disneyland and Aguero's like Mickey Mouse or something.
Oh my god, yeah. Like sadly, this is what you're dealing with now. The club
Yeah.
have already shot the shark already. If that's even a place saying anymore, but like it already jumped the shark. Jumped the shark. Oh fucking hell! I'm telling you what stands. It already jumped the shark already. I was winning Champions League, right?
Ironically, the board have already jumped ship, and we've got a badge on. We've got a ship on our badge. So.
Joe, what? I'm laughing because this connection terrible. Like, honestly, we'll end it a little bit because I don't know what the hell's going on tonight with the internet, but I'm gonna have to sort of just get it sorted and it's been trying to sort of clear it up for next stream. But rather than ending on negative with involved, I think we all know obviously what the issues are there, and hopefully we'll do a stream obviously by the end of the week discussing the derby and that. So a little protest, see how it sort of played out, obviously over the weekend anyway.
Yeah.
Sergio Mickey Mouse, bloody hell. Sorry, I might want to take which was actually say probably, yeah, probably, mate. But yeah, this hotel, right, and next year it's gonna be a mad one. This whole North Stand thing, right? Look, like we all know, right? It's not. It isn't local fans. It isn't. If it was, mate, for the local fan base, mate, you'd make it right. You'd get everyone there and singing section. Imagine the North Stand, mate, being a singing section, or making a sound. But how about if you're gonna do it right, make one of the stands a proper singing section for everyone, rather than just parts of the ground where everyone's out. Get everyone together in one stand and do a safe stand thing. Everyone there, make it a cauldron. That way, you win, everyone else wins as well.
Yeah.
Everyone can win there still. I can't do that.
Manchester's going to be entertaining over the next few years, isn't it? We've got Disneyland, and down the road, you've got a massive fucking circus.
Constant clownery on both sides.
Massive circus tent going up.
Disneyland's the north, and and bloody fucking just mate over in bloody Salford, mate. Yeah, but know what? Look, bad on positives. Win on Sunday. Wembley again. Seventh semi-final in the FA Cup in a row, which is that a record now, Russ? 7th semi-final in a row.
Yeah. I think it's a record. Anyway, I think it's like an overall record.
Well, but that's still incredible, though. It's still an incredible record, though. Exactly, Mark. That's what South Stand was meant to be. It was meant to be the whole South Stand should be for all the City fans who want to sing. I don't know what is in the first place. Why can't just move the away fan section somewhere else? It's weird how it works. See, getting a tent, yeah, I know. Getting a tent. It was once the reshot was exactly. Yeah, now it's a massive bloody circus tent, mate. But Leicester tomorrow. Look, the game itself tomorrow. I mean, come on, it should be a win tomorrow. Should be goal. Should be a win. We cannot be going. Look, if it's a 1-0 win, let's win. But we need to be getting better from now on. It can't just be narrow victories and getting away with it, isn't it? It needs to be a level of form.
If we want to make Europe, every game between now and the end of the season's a final.
Yeah, 100%. It is and also look. Obviously, we'll have a chat about the derby on probably Saturday. Probably we'll do on Saturday. Probably we'll do a review on Saturday about the derby. But no Haaland for that one. It's a bit frustrating, but not much. As much to do about that. He's out injured now for 5 to 7 weeks, so it's not ideal. But
yeah.
But we got. But this is why they brought in Marmoush, mate. This is why I brought in Marmoush. He does score goals, so you got someone there to make up for it. So for me, I'm not worried about it, but I've got to see better from players like Foden now. I've got to see better from a lot of players now.
Yeah.
So look, tomorrow I'll go 3-0 City tomorrow. Just get a 3-0 get done.
I think 3-4. I think 3 or 4.
Yeah. Exactly. He needs service as well, Mike. He needs service. We can't get carried away from the Bournemouth win. Exactly. They've been poor as well, but also up at Chips. Also for us, it was a good performance second half. We got a fun positive where we can get them and build on them. We can't, I know that's everything, but I still think it's all well worth celebrating positives when you get them. Because this year, as we all know, it's been an absolute bloody nightmare. Like since the end of October, it's been a depressing time doing content. Like not winning games, mate, but the overall club and it's been probably one of the worst years I've had doing
just
content
everything,
ever.
Hasn't it? It's just been everything. On the pitch performances have been diabolical. Off the pitch performances by the board and everything else have been diabolical. Especially with signing this new deal with Viagogo. Like, just take me back. Just take me back.
I know, right? Yeah, mate. And this thing, right? I remember going right. I went to West Ham away, who won 3-1, and Haaland got hat-trick and play Bollywood after Park. Brentford 2-1. Ironically, both you and me were worried after that game because we both said we won 2-1, but that first half an hour Brentford cooked.
And we got so much stick for that. Like, it got to the point where I was getting that much hate off the back of saying something's wrong that I was genuinely contemplating just giving up streaming because I thought, well, what's the point? And not just even getting abuse from like rival fans, getting abuse from our own fans.
Yeah,
like just this whole season, I've just wanted to get off.
Yeah, no, I've been the same. I mean, and see perfectly. This is a slow, painful season that's gone on and on, and exactly 9 games left. We're not done yet. Yeah. Like I cannot wait. Right, the season's done. Trophy or not, I'm looking forward to just having a break. Yeah, the Club World Cup.
That's 9 games left in the league as well. Like if we get to the final of the FA Cup, that's 11 games left. Please. In fact, isn't the semis over 2 legs?
1 game.
Or is it just the 1?
1 game at Wembley.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It is. Yeah.
Look, let's just hope we can turn it around. Bayer Leverkusen just got out by a Bundesliga 2 team. Oh, I'm a bit fucking. Come on. Yeah, buddy. I saw is it Bielefeld beat him? Oh yeah, that's mad. Like that's it. Leverkusen this year have been very, very weird this year. I'm not saying a bad manager, Alonso, but they've been the same. They're the same this year, Leverkusen.
No.
Yeah, Wembley. Weird, right? I've had a look at the Bundesliga, right? You see Bayern out front, but Bayern have been pretty poor this year. Very poor compared to previous years. Last year, they weren't good themselves, but Leverkusen fell off this year. Dortmund have been terrible this year. Leipzig terrible. A lot of German teams this year have been poor. Like us, really. Like England. Very poor.
Look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid have been poor this year.
Barcelona have been very good.
Barcelona have been very good.
Yeah. And this is the thing, Steve. Will Madrid want to commit to Xabi Alonso right now? Look,
actually, I've heard something different. I've heard that Real Madrid are going in for Klopp.
Wow, if that happens, that would be massive. If that happens, because
that's what I've heard. I've heard that Real Madrid is looking to go in for Klopp, and one of the things that could kind of twist the deal is obviously Trent going there. So, I mean, I can see it happening, but
yeah,
wait and see.
I don't know. Look, for me personally, right? Look, rest of the season, let's just get over the line. Whatever happens, look, me personally, if we get Europa League, then we get Europa League. Look, honestly, right? If we want to get Champions League football, we have to get results. Is that simple? No screwing about. It needs to be results from now on. But Albert, you're right. This season's been the poorest season I think I've seen for teams this year. Very, very poor this year. Quality.
And the other thing is as well, it's we do have a bit of a talent drought at the moment.
Yeah, we do.
Like, you look at like top tier sort of attacking midfielders. We're looking at Wirtz, we looked at Musiala, but other than that, who really is that? That there isn't.
It is. It's who's the last game against? Is it Fulham away in it? It's Fulham, I think Fulham away. Yeah, Fulham away. Bournemouth the last home game.
Technically, if we get to the FA Cup final, that'll be the last game of the season. But last league game of the season is Fulham away. Come on, comments, come on. Yeah, see, honestly, right, Forest right now proved me wrong. Right now, they're still good right now in April. I'll say it now. I think Forest finish above us. I think they do. I think with Forest, I think they will struggle next year because you look at Newcastle the year that they qualified for the Champions League. You look at Villa when they qualified for the Champions League this year. In the league, Villa haven't been as strong. Newcastle weren't as strong the year that they were in the Champions League. I think if you put Forest in the Champions League next year, I can see them being sort of mid to lower end of the table. Yeah,
but it makes sound tinny. The iron diet, but having more protein, so I could stop. Tinny, honestly, the direction has been terrible. I can't really explain what's gone on. It's been absolutely weird, but the thing is, right, if Forest buy well in the summer, right, and as Steve says it, if it fucking loads, if Forest buy in the summer, right, and they buy well as they get top 4, right, they will have a very good. I mean, is the currency good enough right now? I don't think it is. I think there's certain players that are good, but the overall quality of the team isn't good enough. Probably not.
No, because they're going to have to buy a new striker. Because as much as I like Chris Wood, he's coming towards the end of his career. If you're wanting to compete in the Champions League, Chris Wood ain't the way to go. They're going to lose that Iena. It looks like some of their centre backs might end up going. You even look at like Morgan Gibbs White. You can see him going to a bigger club. So they might have to buy well because they might lose a lot of decent players.
Yeah. No, I think Forest have actually bought pretty well. Bought like look at Alanga, look at Huddersfield. Both got way better at Forest. They've boosted their careers at Nottingham Forest. Like they've got a Dominguez, Elliot Anderson, Gibbs White. They have a very, very good young to mid-level team that's done really well. I mean, look, even if Forest got like 7th place in Conference League, it'd still be a great season for them. So, like, for them to be in a position, right? For me, they have been team of the year for me, Forest, for where they are. Like right now, mate, they're currently obviously we have a game in hand, and they're currently 9 points ahead of us right now. The league.
Yeah.
So, and mate, we can see 40 goals, mate, this season. 40 goals in the league. That is absolutely terrible. Bear in mind that is more than Newcastle, Chelsea, Forest, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Bournemouth and Palace. Everton as well. 40 goals. Premier League win. Apparently we are. I know we're fourth. I know we're fifth right now, but fifth. Yeah, we're fifth right now. But that's where we are right now, mate. So we are, and rightly so. Right, team of the year. Well, mate, if they lose, if Everton win tomorrow, mate, they got the 13th, mate, and 14th again, maybe 15th. Imagine.
Yeah.
Look, for me personally, right, relegation, the bottom three are going down. I can't see Ipswich and Leicester have to turn around at 12-point on Wolves, and they're not going to do that. The bottom three are going down at this point. So, United, if United had United were against three better promoted teams, they'd be screwed right now. They're lucky. But before we end, let's do a prediction. Let's do a prediction for tomorrow. How are we feeling about tomorrow, mate?
Yeah, I mean it should be a comfortable win, but with this City team, you just never know. I'm going to say 4-1.
4-1. I'll go 3-0. I think, look, for me, right, as long as we get 3 points and Chelsea gets Tottenham, Spurs goes favourite on Thursday to put Chelsea off Nico. As long as we get our win tomorrow, that's what counts. Like, we get top 4 done, top 5 done, and get out of the season. That's what I want. I want to get out of here and just forget this ever happened. Honestly, because honestly, this has been a I know this is coming from a guy who hasn't seen mid-table City. Like I do remember being like 10th, 12th from that kind. I don't remember it, but that's when we were a team up from a relegation team towards a mid-table team. Being mid-table will actually fine for us, but we're at a point where our level now is top 2 minimum, and we're now 5th, barely off top 3. So yeah, right now it ain't good. But along we sort of top 5, and just the club need to act in the summer. They need to act massively and get it right, because we can't have this happen again. Because we're lucky that Liverpool aren't that far ahead of us, never Arsenal. So in the summer, if we get it right, the main thing. A 2-0 City. Spill the beans. All right. So before we end, we'll do a couple of things. So we've actually, me and Bevo are starting up the podcast. As mentioned on was it Saturday we did a stream or Monday? I don't remember now. Was it Saturday? So we are doing a podcast that is just a bit different. Our channel is a bit different to this one. It's not football. It's just a chat about TV, films, that kind of stuff. Anything going on in the news. That's quite game talk about. Because I think we can all agree this season's been a really negative season for everyone. Not because not winning anything, but because it's been unenjoyable watching us fight each other. It's been really, really negative and really, really horrible. So if we can just do a stream or a channel where everyone just comes over, forget football for about an hour or two. If we do a stream about anything, waffle on, talk about anything we want to talk about in the chat, you have a chat over. Obviously, it wouldn't be just streams; it was videos that we'll do. Obviously, record, but
it's going to be more of a podcast like thing where a lot of the videos are going to be pre-recorded. It's all going to be fun. It's going to be fun stuff. That it's not going to be like controversial takes. We've already said the things that we're not going to kind of discuss. We're not going to discuss any kind of politics. We're not going to discuss any kind of religion or anything like that. Things to just massively avoid. It's going to be a bit of a soft, fun stream and videos where people can just chuck it on in the background if they want to, and it just be a bit of an easy listen. So it might be things like top 5 takeaways, or top 5 favorite films of all time, or it's just going to be sort of a bit of waffle, really, and just some good conversation.
Because I think the thing is, right, we listen to chats more fun. Again, this channel will never go away. I'll still be here discussing football, discussing City, no matter who's in the chatting with us at the time. We'll always be having a chat about a City at some point, but I think for us, it's just having a bit of a breath. I mean, like obviously, we've got obviously stuff soon. I won't say when it will be because obviously both of us got to work it out and get things properly, addressed and sorted out. But trust me, watch this space. We'll have stuff coming. But until then, obviously, we'll obviously keep you guys in the loop. I'll left a link in the description on the channel right now. We'll have a lot on Twitter if you want to. It's never gonna yet. But when we do put stuff there, we'll obviously share it around and put some obviously out so sort of go out and watch it. Hopefully, we'll get a bit of a hopefully we'll get a release out the first one soon. Obviously, people's got to work out time to record it. But we will get that.
There's still a bit to do. We still got a few videos and things we need to make. Couple of sort of graphics and things like that. But watch this space. When are we expecting it? I'd probably say
a couple of weeks.
Give us a month. Give us a few weeks to a month.
Fair enough. Yeah.
A few weeks to a month, and we'll be rolling out the content thick and fast.
Yeah, and exactly. So it'll be for everyone in the chat who's in now, or obviously anyone that's obviously that we'll get other friends with the community. Come on about anything because we all need a bit every now and again. Like, look, as much as when we're on it and we're great, right? There's times where City stress us out even when we're. So it's good to have a bit of a escape from football for a bit. And I think Joe what right. I think if we do a release date for May, which is gives us a whole month to get things ready to go. And then we'll do a proper trailer for the first episode, and then we can put it up there, and then you guys can scroll. Because if we just release a random episode like tomorrow, it's all well and good, but at the end of the day, right, you want a bit more dedicated to it, and we actually want to put a lot more effort. So obviously we'll do stuff here every now and again as well, but we'll try to raise this right now of our content going into next year as well. Like the levels will be higher on this channel and the other channel as well. That's the aim. So, and to be fair, it does actually it does sound like a good title for Houdini, but actually, fair, I've trademarked that now actually for Houdini. But yeah, trust me, it's gonna be well worth the wait. Again, we'll not take a few every week to see how we're doing, but trust me, it's well worth the wait.
Anyone in the chat, please go and follow the Twitter account. Please go and subscribe to the channel because we're really, really going to push it. We really want this to really take off, and the only way that it's going to take off is by having people liking and subscribing. And if you want to see more content from it, then go ahead and click that subscribe button.
Yeah, and so I'll just. Bear with me. I'm just going to do a redirect to Alf. If I can do that, because then what I'll do is let guys watch Alf afterwards. Just bear with me. She's so. But I'll also do a little update as well, a little sort of a reminder about tomorrow's protest as well, so you guys can sort of go there tomorrow and give your support. But no, honestly, we are looking forward to this. It's going to be, I think, for everyone, it'll be good just to sort of have a escapism from football. To sort of just do other stuff, and obviously we won't ask you guys now for what us to do because it's a bit early for it yet. But when we get a chance to properly do it, we'll let you guys know, and we'll ask you. That's a redirect. Hold on. Cool. Right, I've got the redirect ready to go. So that's right. Before we end, I will do a reminder about tomorrow's protest. So, 894 are having a protest tomorrow outside the main entrance in front of statues by Colin Bell and for a peaceful demonstration. So after the buses obviously have come in, obviously it's obviously against a 9 third-party websites, which obviously the city obviously do work with ticketing, obviously, and it prices the tickets at ridiculous levels, obviously 5 times the price than they normally would. And that's what obviously Day 94 doing this for. 754 as well. Obviously taking seats 9 minutes into the game to highlight how fans will be missed if going in as normal collision remains. So also illustrate that. And after 9 minutes up back the teams, which it normally would, but it's just sort of it's just about sending a message to the club and sort of highlighting that fans football is nothing, the club is nothing, the fans come first before anything else. And hopefully this will send a message to them. And obviously for Thursday, obviously, which is obviously when the amount of reps obviously have a chat at the club, obviously, and obviously further development. So yeah, this is obviously the first of maybe many demonstrations. Hope this is only one thing that they have to do, but obviously they do more. But I thought I'd get something out there to sort of do a reminder of that way. If anyone's going tomorrow, they can actually go to the ground, obviously, and support it when they can. I'm not sure. I'll check the stats. So that's it, Steve. Again, mate, as always, for obviously, again, we'll let you guys obviously know. I'll let you guys know on the podcast if you need time as well, another channel as well, and there was a big up Mark as well. So yeah, so that's the end of the stream. So apologies for a lot of delay tonight. It's been a very weird, edgy stream. I'm not sure what's going on. So I'll work out the internet issue on this computer, but maybe that's because I might upgrade the computer. But to everyone who's been sort of chatting away and supporting us for the last hour and a half, big up to you guys. Obviously, we're on the road to 2K. I know obviously 1.1K an hour next for us right now to get towards 2K, but the sport's been insane. Over 800 people watched the last stream on Viagogo, which was obviously incredible. Yeah, it's a first big obviously stream we've had in a while, obviously, and I know obviously LB helped us out with the redirect. We did big up LB obviously for support. It's giving us as well. We'll have him on soon. Not sure when, but the plan is to get him on at some point. So that is the plan. Oh, come on, Steve. You say you want to miss it, but you'll be there. But we know you. We know you, Steve. We know you. Big up, Mark, man. Cheers for that. So yeah, we'll see you guys. I hope. Well, what day, Bevo, for a review of Leicester? Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. Friday's good.
All right, Friday. Because I'm doing a show for Alfred on Friday. So, plus date Friday, we'll do a review of Leicester before a preview of United, and then we'll go from there. But a big up to all you for tuning in. Before you like the video, if you haven't already, just watch it if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time on Friday for another stream. Take care, everyone.